And hello, everybody, and welcome to the insane podcast of the Stewart Buzz. I have Chris here with me today, and Chris has a very difficult colorblind type of thing. Not only does he have a colorblind, but we have somebody in the studio that is also colorblind who's saying that we have the same color shirts on. Clearly, we do not have the same color shirts on, even according to what I'm seeing on the camera in front of me. We do not even have remotely close to the same color. But today's topic today is going to be about the economy. Seeing that Chris thinks that is a great topic, we're going along with Chris's topic of the economy. Hello, Chris. How are you?
Fine. Yourself?
Oh, living the dream.
There you go.
So the economy. Clearly, you think the economy is on a good turn. Is that correct?
No, I think we're headed for a downturn, but I think in the long term we're going in the right direction.
Is that right? So why do you think that we're in a downturn right now, but in the long term, 50 years from now, when we're both dead, that the economy will be just fine?
Well, one of the things I think it's gone awry for a long time.
Awry?
Yeah.
What does rye bread have to do with anything? Why does everything have to do with bread?
And I don't know about 50 years down the road.
Right.
You know, you keep on going up. I do think the stock market has a bit of a bubble.
Okay, that's fantastic. I don't need to have anything to do with the stock market. That's another thing that President Trump keeps on saying, oh my God, the stock market's doing amazing. Well, I don't get affected by the stock market. Sorry, dude. I don't get affected by this big, beautiful bill. Apparently, you love the big, beautiful bill. So how does that big, beautiful bill help you?
Yeah, I don't know if I really loved the big, beautiful bill.
Well, apparently it's big and beautiful.
I don't think it, you can, put it on a pig and you call it big and beautiful, but it's still a pig. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I really don't know what that means. But, I don't understand the analogy. But the economy, do you think today at 2:10 p.m., do you think the economy is good or bad?
Yes, we're definitely on the lower end, the badder end.
Now, you own a business, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So year to date, are you below last year's or above?
Oh, well, right now I'm probably about average, but it's trending down.
We've been trending down since the beginning of the year. We also trend down last year. Did you trend down from the year before last year?
Overall, yeah. Last year was probably my worst year I've ever had.
And what do you think that this economy is trending downward and why? Is it because, so we have a customer in the store that thinks, well, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you.
I enjoy the facial expressions.
Yeah.
That's good.
That reminds me of the Sebastian Maniscalco guy. Yeah, that face too. So what the economy, she thinks or he thinks, the one that was in the store, maybe it has to do with the owner.
Board, I wouldn't say that. I think everyone's pulling back, with everything that's going on, with all these, everyone being, immigration being, attacked. Houses aren't being as rented anymore. You got rentals opened up where before.
Wait, is that because we're not rented to illegals? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm not saying illegals, but I'm saying there are people that are falling back on that.
Falling back because of ICE?
Well, let's put it this way. My son.
Oh, I love this conversation.
My son was. I like ICE. I got another story for that. My son was going to FIU for class. He's going to Florida National University for classes, right?
Florida National University. This college just came about last week, by the way, just so you know, because I never heard of it.
It probably is national now, but it was international a while ago.
All right.
Anyways.
Can't be international because they're going to send them back to home.
Well, that was one of the things they were saying nowadays, since a lot of the enrollment's down because a lot of people have been sent back home. Visas have been withdrawn or pulled back.
Okay, so let me just ask you a question based on this. If they're here illegally and their visas expired, should we or should we not have them go back?
No, I agree. They should be given a time period to correct it, or have to.
But once you give somebody a time period, they disappear.
Well, and that's another thing.
They don't show back up in court.
I would see, how just like anyone else, when you go to court, what likely are they to flee? Where's their job? Where's the thing? They could,
Well, they're not. So, I think we in the years before this, we were enabling people to stay here for voting purposes or whatever it may be. But I don't think that it was beneficial to us. Yeah, they had done jobs. And by the way, I have friends that were here illegally. I have friends here that were here illegally. So I said the word illegal and legal, just so you know. It sounded the same over the microphone.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
So I don't understand why you would come here illegally. My grandfather didn't. He came here legally through Ellis Island in New York. I just don't understand why you would come here illegally and expect, because this is today's society, expect food, free healthcare, a cell phone, and a credit card.
Well, I totally
and be able to get a social security number.
Right, and healthcare.
And vote.
Yep.
Hello?
I agree with you there, but I look at it as like a kind of I think most people came here legally, kind of like a parking space. You pay for a certain time, but people run over that time, but then they're pissed when they get a ticket.
Right.
I think that's what basically.
That's a good analogy, but this might be a little bit more severe because number one, they're not paying for the parking ticket at all. They just laugh.
Yeah.
Right. So we're paying for the parking ticket. Analogy.
Right.
Same issue. So the economy, I do not think, is because of illegals.
Right.
To be honest with you, I think this big, beautiful bill that you absolutely were so excited to get,
right,
doesn't help a little guy like me, or maybe even you, and certainly doesn't help somebody that's not employed.
Well, and that's one of my things is, the trickle down effect. What I was going with, they're living in rentals, which people who have,
Who would rent to illegal aliens?
Well, how would you know? A lot of times, I don't even know if I would check that.
You do background checks?
I do background checks to an extent, but I don't know if I actually that would come upon.
Of course it would.
Background.
If you're not legal, how are you going to have a whole?
Well, a lot of times what I look for is in the clerk of courts and stuff like that. Do they have a driver's license in the clerk of courts? I want to know if they've had previous issues, not necessarily whether.
You want to know how much money they make, okay? Because if you're going to rent to somebody long term, you want to know how much, if they have enough money to actually pay the rent.
I don't know.
And if you don't do that, Chris, you and I need to talk after the podcast.
I had a lot of rentals for a lot of years.
Right, and you don't check that?
I don't. That's not something I check. I check more of a history of them being able to not having problems with rentals beforehand. Like if they've been in evictions and stuff like that, then I would have a problem with that. Then that would tell me they wouldn't be able to pay.
Okay, but you don't. So when you do a background check, it tells you their background. Oh.
Well, will you pay for a service, or do you do it on your own?
Well, somebody does a background check for us.
Yeah, because I don't pull their kind of tax records or stuff like that. Like I said, I just look at pretty much the clerk of court. But
all right, don't make me tell you so.
But my point being is that the trickle down effect you have there is the same thing that big, beautiful bill did. I think it does benefit the top echelon of people in the economy.
So I'm going to interrupt for a second, as I always do. So it helps so there's no more middle class.
It's disappearing.
Okay. So it helps the rich.
Agreed.
And it helps the poor. In the sense, you don't have to pay overtime.
Right.
I mean, you don't pay tax on overtime.
Right.
You don't pay tax on tips. I don't get overtime and I don't get tips. He keeps on saying you don't pay tax on Social Security. Well, you do. It's 65 and over that you don't pay tax on Social Security. So the people that are 65 and or 64 and under still have to pay tax on Social Security. So that's a fallacy as well. And as far as the tips are concerned, from what I hear, at the end of the year you have to pay.
Right.
So you're not being taxed like
constantly.
Yeah, but at the end of the year, that's part of your income, what you're going to be taxed on. So
wouldn't surprise me.
Clearly, that's not true. And I was just told that the other day.
Right.
So as far as the economy is concerned, you think we're on a down slope, but how long do you think that down slope? From what I hear, they're going to raise interest rates. I mean, they're going to drop interest rates in September.
Right.
Do you think that would help?
It would help.
People like you and I, by the way.
Yeah, it would help some, but there's so many people that refinanced or got into mortgages back during the COVID time when rates were even cheaper. The ones that got into balloon loans that would help. So yeah, there would be some help, but I have a feeling we're going to hit a downturn for a good 6 to 9 months easily.
6 to 9 months. That's your prediction.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
So you think in 6 to 9 months the world is going to be wonderful again?
I wouldn't say wonderful, but I'd say you're back up on the uptick again.
Why? Why that time frame? What's going to change in 6 to 9 months? Because the tariffs aren't helping us. The tariffs are actually driving up cost, and so many people disagree with that. I got to tell you, I don't know how you can disagree with that and go food shopping at the same time.
Hey, well, I agree with you there. Like I've always said, it's a consumption tax, so that's a little bit of
But we're consuming.
All right, but those who consume more, the more the richer, they're going to be taxed a little bit more on that because of what they consume. But it would affect everybody. I see the taxes, I see the tariffs as helping us out in the long run, just because the United States can't.
It's going to help out the United States as far as the deficit.
Correct.
Okay. Do I care if they have a deficit? I have a freaking deficit. How come they're not fixing my deficit?
Well, I'll tell you what, the one good thing is he's looking for a lot of investment in the United States and having stuff here. Not only would it be, national security issue, it would go ahead and go for a big length at getting other jobs for people and better jobs. Right now, if they, Apple's the recent $100 billion, if that ever came to fruition, they.
Where is Apple being built?
Have they even decided it?
Right. Is it in Florida?
Well, that's just it.
Okay. So all these billions of dollars that are coming into the economy, how is that helping you?
Well, I'll tell you what, I personally like Florida. I think they'd come here and visit. I know we talked about that.
Yeah, they're going to come and visit, all right. Why do they seem to go to other states now? Well, Florida used to be the key place to come when you retire. Right?
That, yep.
Apparently, that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, I think it's more of a visiting place now.
Yeah, are they visiting Stewart?
No, I wouldn't say Stewart, but Orlando.
Where do I live?
Florida Keys.
Yeah, right. You want the Florida Keys. How are the Florida Keys? Are they still busy? Because when I went there,
right,
it was not busy.
Yeah, it's season.
I know people that have stores in the Keys,
right.
And we talk to them on a regular basis, and they're not busy.
Yeah, well, it's season right now, but I see the economy is.
You seem to be coming up with a whole lot of excuses as to why it's slow. Season. I'm sorry, did we have a season?
Well, in Florida, it's green, greener, and greenest, so we have 3. That's it.
No, I'm talking about monetarily, people. The people just seem to be disappearing.
Spring break? Can you give me that one?
No.
I don't get spring break.
Not at all. So you're telling me, so your business, do you want to tell the audience what you do, or is that a secret? Because, the whole Epstein file hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, I think I'm still on that. Knock on wood. Anyway,
That's not wood.
Well, it looks like it. Anyways, the general contractor, and I have all my insurance licenses. I used to travel the country doing inspections for losses.
Okay, that's nice. So you're telling me that your business is thriving due to the big, beautiful bill and the awesome tariffs. Oh, no. Well, I'm sorry. It's going to thrive in 9 months. Starting right now at 222.
You'll see an uptick.
An uptick in 9 months. So in 9 months, I can go get myself a new car, pay off all my bills and everything. That's going to just... Oh, wait, I forgot. We're supposed to be getting a stimulus bill because of all the money that we saved through Doge. How's that working?
I think you're confusing an uptick with the lottery.
No, they said that they're going to... The money that they save with Doge and getting rid of all these people, these millions of jobs that they got rid of, and all that stuff. That we're going to get this stimulus, Jack. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Okay. Did you get one and I didn't? I feel kind of left out.
Well, I tell you one thing with Doge. When we're all doing, better, we're good. We're all doing better together.
What is that?
But it was we're all doing good. We're all doing better together. So when everything's on the up and up, everything's great for everyone.
When's that starting again?
But I'll tell you what.
What?
That Doge. You ever tried to do something with the government? I mean,
I haven't.
can't get anything done, and they love red tape. And that was the one good thing about Doge for me, was so much red tape and everything. You forgot to cross that T. You forgot to dot.
Is that going to come and bite them in the ass because they didn't go through the red tape, and the judicial system is going to say you didn't do it right?
You know what? I bet you some facets it will, and in others it won't.
Facets. That's a big word.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a big word, facets.
Where those are and will they'll become to fruition, I have no idea.
Fruition.
There you go. There's another word.
That's
Second
another
word of the day.
So what Chris does on his spare time is he opens up these books and tries to get at least 2 big words a week, and then he comes in and uses them.
Whew,
He opens the door,
I'm done.
facet, and then he'll leave. Then the next week he comes in, fruition, and then he leaves. He pulled into the parking lot one time, saw me in the store, and he backed immediately right out, and his tires were screeching to get away fast enough. Do you remember that, Chris?
Yeah, that's just because I didn't have my word of the day, so I'm not
That's
worried.
right. That's what I thought. The word of the day. What's today's word of the day?
Well, you use either one you want.
Eucalyptus?
Fruition or facet.
Oh, I think eucalyptus is a fun word.
There you go.
I like that. So I heard some sort of noise from the background. Did
The
you?
peanut gallery.
Yeah. And what did that person say?
Facetious.
Oh,
There you go.
that's a pretty big word. So as far as the economy is concerned, according to you, and you are a psychic, in 9 months, the world is going to change as far as the United States is concerned, and that we're all going to prosper. Mind you, I just want everybody to know, I'm not against the gentleman that's running the country right now. I'm actually kind of for him. But the things that are being done right now are not directly affecting me in a positive way. Do you understand that part?
I agree with you.
Okay. And it's not affecting you and your business in a positive way today.
Correct.
Do you? I know I do, but you may not. But do you guys need it today? Because I do. I need it today. And I'm not getting it today. And in 9 months from now, is that really a realistic time frame? I kind of fear 9 months from now, where the hell am I going to be at this point? Because it seems to be kind of a ghost town.
Down here, it has been.
Right, but we live down here.
It's true. It's downtown.
So people that live in like Hope Sound, where it's desolate anyway, and they're used to that, that's fine. But from a place that was always so busy, it seems to be so quiet. The regulars come in and loiter, but they don't seem to. Everybody is like, "Oh, thank you for letting me look." Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You son of a. But yeah, and that's everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't blame them. But how many times have you gone into Publix, walked around, didn't buy anything, and thank them on the way out?
Not many, but those are commodities, necessities of life. You're gonna.
You don't think healing crystals are a necessity?
Well, I don't know. How many can you have?
According to some people, quite a bit.
There you go.
So what you do, is it a necessity?
Some manners it is, yes.
Okay, but yet you're still year to date below.
Yeah, it's still slowing down, without a doubt. Yes, you see it in the future.
So the people that are not a necessity are slowing down even more.
True.
Clothing stores you would think are a necessity because everybody needs to wear clothes, but maybe they're just mending the old clothes.
Or making them last longer, kind of like cars.
That's what mending kind of like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're physically mending them. That's my point. Just,
No, I don't think they darn socks anymore.
It's called fashion, right?
If your sock has a hole in it, you don't
Take them to church. They're holy socks.
You're full of yourself on that one, aren't you? You finally
No,
got.
I'm worried. The peanut gallery laughed at it.
Yes, they thought it was funny. So I do thank you for your input as far as the holy socks and all that other stuff. By the way, that noise that you hear will not come over the microphone, which is really cool.
Okay.
So any last words on the economy and what we're going to do to make a better economy? Because you can probably change things. Why don't you run for president?
There you go. Yeah, that probably won't happen. I think people need to hang in there, and it'll get better.
How do you hang? So that's a question. If it's been bad for the last 2 years, how do you hang in there when typically during season, and I'm not the only person here, but typically during season, you make enough money to off season. You put some aside, and you know that off season is going to be slow. But if you didn't make the money in season, which is not just here, but from what I hear by vendors all of Florida,
Right.
and I don't know anything that's happening in other states because I don't care. But not that I really don't care, but I do. But I really don't care. So how do you then wait 9 months?
Well, it's like the Christmas season. That holds most businesses over for the year. But, some people...
There was no Christmas this year, Virginia.
Anyways...
Wasn't that a movie?
Is that a movie?
Is that a movie?
I don't... It doesn't bring memories back to me.
Yes, but the name was Virginia.
Was it Virginia?
Oh, we'll have to use
you were
that.
catering to the peanut gallery.
No. Actually, I after I said it, I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, oh, what would I do?
Beyond me there. But, people get creative with it. They have Christmas in July, They have...
Oh, we already had that.
But otherwise, people are going to come back, and it's not going to be fun.
They walked in and like, it's not Christmas time. Christmas time is in December. You dump. That's what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what, with people being, sent back, immigration, and
What the hell? No, we're back to immigration.
people think they're the only ones hurting. We're hurting here too. So,
yeah, okay, we're not being. The one thing I don't agree with the immigration thing, and since you just went there again, is, and by the way, this is the Stuart Buzz. This is like a Seinfeld episode, which is a Stuart Buzz is about a story about nothing.
Nothing.
So anyway, the immigration thing. I don't think that somebody's been here for 20 years that we should just take them and send them back. No, we should take them, give them to a HR type of person, make them get that paperwork together, and make sure that they do things the right way so they can be here legally.
I mean, it's an asshole. Did that someone?
Did you just speak another language? Hello, ICE. Did you hear that?
Did someone say they should take it on a case-by-case basis? You said they were a flight?
No, you did not say take case by case basis. This is going to go on YouTube, on Facebook, and you can listen to it. I don't ever hear a word saying case by case basis out of your mouth.
Take the situation
what you said,
for what it is.
No, what you said was that you should actually have the people and give them a court date. And I said they'll never show up.
Well, give them a time period to rectify.
They won't show up.
Right.
What you do is you take them by the hand and help them fill out the paperwork.
I'm not doubting that.
That's what you need to do.
That would be acceptable to me. That would be a good.
Because the other way, they'll just run away.
Well, that's always a risk.
I guess.
But if someone's been here 20 years and
have you ever gone to another country?
Yes. Why?
Okay, what country is that?
Name it. Anything on this side of the hemisphere.
Venezuela.
Yes.
Why? You have not been
Peru.
there. Okay, no.
Ecuador, Brazil.
Okay. Are you allowed to walk into those countries illegally.
No, yeah, you're not. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time?
No.
Oh.
First place, I don't know why you'd want to. First place,
I know, but
I mean, unless you had to.
I agree, but like, why then the strongest and biggest and most powerful country in the world that you feel that you can walk in at a whim?
I think a lot of people do think there has to be better, allocation to identifying people and keeping track of who's here and for how long.
Are you one of those people?
Yeah, I would. If you're here 6 months and you need to, that's.
Were you born here?
I was born and raised here, Florida, Miami.
Congrats on that. I'm with you on that. I think that somebody that has been established, that has been here, and you know what, just didn't fill out the paperwork 20 years ago, give them an opportunity, take them by the hand, fill out the paperwork. Yeah, you know what, you guys are important to us. But somebody who just came over the border and said, and it's funny because we now, believe it or not, guys, and you may have thought this was always the case, but English is now the primary language in the United States of America. Did you know that?
Well, I began to think when I said I was born and raised in Miami, is that technically part of the United States? But anyways.
It's not, I don't think.
That's usually my running
If you've been there lately, that's not the case. But no, seriously, it is now, and it never was, the official language of the United States.
That's true. People didn't think of it that way. I mean, but
no,
yeah.
So they made an executive order that is the official language of the United States of America. So did you know that they're arresting truck drivers because they can't speak English? If you cannot, wait, listen, back off now. If you cannot speak English, how are you driving? How did you take your driver's test? And not only that, how do you read the signs that are on the streets and on the highways?
One word,
No, not one word. No, dude.
Speaking and understanding a word is a different thing.
No, that's not true. If you can't speak English, do you expect to be able to read it?
I think some people could.
Really?
Yeah, I just don't think cognitively they can.
Okay, what other language do you speak?
Well, I'll sign in Spanish.
Okay, and you can read Spanish too?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can't say every single situations that you would know everything someone's saying because there's,
All right,
slang and things out there.
your parents, did they speak English?
Yes.
Okay. So you're telling me that a truck driver who cannot speak English can read English?
You could do, one-word phrases. And
I don't want one-word phrases because there may be things on a highway somewhere in Alabama somewhere that is giving you instructions of where to go and what to do that is not a typical sign.
Well, I'm trying to think of something.
Could that cause somebody's life?
I'm trying. Yeah,
maybe they can read the word one way.
Well, that
with a big X.
Stop. It's not very hard. 595. Things like that are very hard. I'm trying to think of situations that wouldn't. Maybe the running signs nowadays that they have.
Should you be able to drive if you cannot speak English or read it?
That's a good question.
I know, that's why I asked it.
My one problem is, like you said, how did they pass the test?
I'm going to tell you why. Did you ever fill out paperwork? It is in Chinese. Yeah. It is in Spanish. It is in every freaking language that you can think of because we don't want to offend anyone. Well, I'm here to offend. I think that if you're going to drive, you need to take the test in English so you can read the signs. So we know that you can read the signs. I am not against any ethnic background in any way, shape, or form. And you know that. I'm not the type of dude to do that.
That's not what this
what I am thinking, though, is I think the reasoning behind making English the official language is because I believe that the administration wanted people to be able to read English because now, just recently, they started arresting people because they could not speak English or read the signs. Do you agree with that, or do you think maybe if they can't read the signs, they should still be able to drive?
No, if they can't read the signs and understand that, like you can't pass the normal test, then yeah, I would say you shouldn't be able to drive.
Now, I do know people that speak English and were born here in the United States that can't read.
That's another thing.
So do you then take them and say, hey, you can't drive because you can't read? That's not fair either.
I'd go back on on what we said previously. For those who are taking the test now, they got to pass the test. But for those who've been had your driver's license 20, 30 years, have you
Wait,
had
wait,
a lot of
that dude's
accidents?
a deformity. He's like 7 feet tall.
The funny part is everyone behind him is like 4.5.
I know. I don't understand that. It's they're half the height. Jeez, it's like me walking next to my son. So, what's your opinion, guys? I want to know, and then I'll pass it on to Chris. If you agree with Chris's concept that in 9 months the world is going to be all peaceful again, and we are all going to sing "Kumbaya," and everything is going to be wonderful. This is in 9 months. Because in 9 months, we'll come back with Chris here and we will talk about how wonderful the economy is. Or will it be sooner?
And how many of those of you think I'm wearing the same color?
Amen. We want that feedback. Have a blessed day, everybody. We'll talk
Good
to you
luck.
tomorrow. Goodbye.